Yo, what is going on, guys? Here, my name is XBuzzerMan, and today I got for you 5 basic base building tips to make an insane Minecraft house. These 5 tips are just going to be really simple. There's not going to be much to them, but they're going to add a lot of depth and character to your house. So let's go ahead and get started. They're not going to be really hard. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be working with just a regular 16 by 16 house, just a wooden house, oak wooden house, with some spruce wood stairs as the roof. So if you didn't know, you can go ahead and do that and use stairs. It makes it look like a little bit better of a roof. That's kind of a tip right there, but I'm not going to go ahead and count that. So it's just 16 right here, 16 width, and 16 up. So it's a straight cube, if that's what you call it. What we're going to do is we're going to be making additions to this house to kind of show you how to make a really good looking house, and overall, hopefully it should look like a pretty good house at the end. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so for our first tip, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be partitioning the build off in sections. What I'm talking about right here is we're going to make 2 little sections added onto the side of the build. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and go over here. This is going to be really simple, guys. This is nothing hard at all. So all you're going to do is count 4 blocks, and on the 5th block you're going to place a block down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go ahead and place a block down there. Actually, we're going to make it 4. So keep it 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep it just like that, and then go up, I'd say, about 3 or 4 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. We're going to keep it at 5. Actually, let's just keep it at 4 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what we could do is we could add a roof as well onto that. Go ahead and extend it however far you'd like. What I'd recommend is extending it a good distance. That's probably a good distance for me. A little bit better might be just whatever you feel like width-wise you want to make. So go ahead, and this is going to be the basis for a new section. Really easy, guys, and it adds a lot of depth to the base, or the build, the house right there. Just for the fact that it just makes it look a little bit more expanded. A straight box in Minecraft, a lot of people tend to do that. They just make one really big looking house, and they don't partition it off into several different sections, and that tends to make it look really bad. I'm not going to speed anything up. I'm just going to kind of talk through everything, and that's pretty much it. I'll go ahead and speed up myself doing the actual the roofing, because you guys probably already know how to roof and everything like that. So go ahead and make just a general section off on both sides. It has to be symmetrical, guys. Do not make it asymmetrical where only one side is maybe 5 out and the other one's 16 out. Just doesn't look very good. So do that, and then go on to the other. Alright guys, I just had a little bit of a crash in Windows, so back to what I was saying. So just do that on the other side, kind of like, you know, do it on the other side. Just do exactly what you did on this side on the other side, and then go ahead and make some roofing. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up and show you guys basically what it looks like at the end. Alright guys, so here's the end product. It looks a lot better in my opinion. You got some dimension to it. You have 2 sides, and it actually looks like a better looking house. It actually looks like a house. So let's go into our next tip. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and talk about adding a balcony. Adding a balcony kind of adds a 2-layer dimension to the house. It allows for it to just have 2 partitions off. Once you have this done, you can do it with that as well. The most optimal thing to do is actually kind of raise your base. So if you're on PC, you can go ahead and raise it with World Edit. But if you don't want to do that, you can go ahead and just kind of work with it around. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up right about to where this spot is, right where this roof ends. We're going to go down 1 or 2 from that, because that's most likely when you're going to kind of make a loft area in your interior. So we're trying to make it kind of coincide with the interior. So there you have it right here. So we're going to do about 1, 2, 3, I'd say, right there, or just 3 down from that first one. And just go ahead. Sometimes making a different color can suit it well as well. So go ahead and make that thing probably about 3 or 4 out. I'm going to make mine 4 out personally. You don't want to do it too far out, just for the fact that it doesn't look too good. So we're going to do that, and we're going to kind of have one that wraps around the whole house in general. it's going to look a little bit better. So let's go ahead and do that. You're going to also want to add pillars and columns to the house as well. So once you do that, on all the corners, go ahead and add kind of just a pillar aspect. It adds just a little bit more depth to the balcony itself. Go ahead and do that and make it go all the way down. If we can add it right there, there we have it right there. So that looks pretty good, but it doesn't look super spectacular. We're going to go ahead and kind of make something a little bit different. This is kind of just thinking about it on the spot. So we're going to kind of layer it off. You kind of want to do a wrapping around one. That's probably going to be your most ideal looking setup. So let's go ahead and do that. What I'm talking about here is you'll see in just a second. This adds kind of like a little flare to it. And this one we're just going to meet right on the crease. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and do that right here. Just connect it down just like this. And then you're going to want to connect everything. So it's going to look somewhat like that. And then just extend it out. So this is kind of what I'm talking about by an extended balcony. We're going to actually extend everything out to where it kind of just meets. You can do it something right there, but I'd recommend not because it just doesn't look too good. Don't interfere with the pillars because that's kind of an aspect that you're just not gonna want to mess around with. So there you have it right there. It's gonna look somewhat like that, and then you're just gonna want to do the same exact thing on the other side. Remember, symmetry is key in a base, or in a. I keep thinking this is like a base, but it's just a house. Like it ain't that deep. So gonna keep going with this. Meet it right at the edge, right when the last one goes off. So there you have it right there. I think that should be what we're talking about, and I believe that is. Go ahead and meet it just like that, and then kind of extend it out. You can do it either which way. If you made these a little bit bigger up to where they connected within the roof, you could make the pillar like all one. But for right now, we're just gonna keep it just like this. So overall, doesn't look too bad. I just want to see if they met on the edge right there. It'll look a little bit better once we get it all finished off. One thing to add also is you don't just want a balcony that looks like this. You want a balcony that has a little bit more kind of class to it, and I'll tell you how to do that in just a second. Go ahead and delete all this bull crap that's in the way. It's starting to rain, so we're going to go ahead and clear that out. Remember, at every corner, besides the ones that are just like right already within the base itself, or the house itself, just go ahead and add something. You don't need to add it right there. So it should look somewhat like this. I'm going to actually go ahead and delete that and that. Somewhat like that right there. I'm actually going to do one thing though. We're going to meet it just like that right there. So it looks a little bit better. Go ahead and get yourself some stairs and some fencing. So go ahead and do that. If you can't do that, then that's fine, but this adds a little bit more depth. Go ahead and put that right there. Get some stairs and get some fencing. So you're going to want to get that, and then you're going to place this down just like this, just for easy access. Alright, there we almost have it. If we can place down stairs halfway decent, it'll look pretty good. It's time, set, date. We had to do it all. Oh man. Time, set, date. That's exactly how I time, set, day. There we have it. Back to normal. If you're going to do something like this, go ahead and just place down. You're going to always need some fences. So once we get done with this, we'll go and show you how to use the fences. Alright, so now by fencing things off, you're just going to want to start the corner right here and go all the way down. Go all the way down your balcony, however far it is, you can go ahead and do this. This is kind of like a modern house tutorial, or a wooden house tutorial, but it's not technically that. Alright, so we're going to keep it going all the way down like this, and then at the edge of everything, if I don't delete all the blocks, maybe you can go ahead and see what we're trying to do. Just fence everything off, just like this. Let's go ahead and do it on this side as well. Boom, 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 boom. And then besides the lag. So there you have it right there. You have kind of a different aspect. It adds kind of like a balcony area on the back. Adds a certain little depth to the back of the build. Let's go ahead and get on to our third tip. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to work on is building an entrance. Now just making a door and putting some windows down is just too boring. We're going to go ahead and make some staircases that are going to be leading up into the actual house. The first thing we're actually going to do is we're going to get the oak wood and we're going to kind of measure out a certain area. What I recommend doing is going to this one right here if you're building the same exact house and building it up. Now you don't have to have a specific one. If you're doing this on your house right now, just do it, I'd say a little overhead height. So I'm a little bit right here. I did mine 1 block over. If you want to do it a lot more, I'll go ahead and show you with one of my old log cabins how I did that, and in just a second here once we're done with this one. So what you're going to want to do right here is you're actually going to do what we did in the last part, which is kind of like a balcony. So go ahead and kind of extend it out, I'd say about 4 or 5. So however drastic you want it, you can go ahead and do that. And however big your house is kind of depends on how well or how deep you should make it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now and just kind of put it down right here. Now one thing to keep in mind is we're not going to just create straight stairs going up. What we're trying to do is we're going to kind of have a twisting motion between the two. So if one thing we're going to try to do is just go ahead and on the edges of each one right here, so as you can see the edges right here, create 2 blocks down and then go ahead and place it down just like this and go down and stagger it just enough to where you can go ahead and make a staggered stair line like that right there. What that's going to allow us to do is that's going to allow everyone to have a relative, if we can do this right, there we have it. It's going to allow it to look somewhat like that, but you're probably thinking that looks really ugly right now. For right now it looks really ugly guys, but I'll tell you in 1 second it's going to look a lot better. So let's go ahead and look at it just like this. I don't think, actually, we're going to keep it just like that and keep it somewhat like that right there. So it's going to actually come down like this. I think if we go ahead and place it like that, along with just keep it just something like that right there, and keep it. Okay, guys, sorry, I just kind of like couldn't catch my tongue there. So basically what we're trying to do is we're just trying to make it to where the stairs kind of rock down like that. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to change the color of my balcony because I'm using these kind of stairs. One thing you do want to do is you want to kind of match up your colors. I showed you a oak wood one, and you can keep using an oak wood one. You do not have to use the same colors as me, guys. I'm just saying right there, I'm just doing this for just a little bit more a different color variation. This is definitely by no means a straight tutorial. This is tips, guys, so go ahead and be like, oh, you're changing things right in the middle. I'm doing that just because of the fact that I don't want to confuse you guys, and just like I don't want to be like, oh, I happen to change that and you guys are kind of like lost in the sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly change that. Adding some different colors sometimes can help. Another thing you want to do is just make this kind of like balcony area. I'm going to go ahead once we're done with this part, and I'm going to show you what a really good one looks like. If you can elevate, the more you can elevate your house, whether which way or whatever you do, however you do it, is the better. So I'll tell you guys how to do that in just a second. So let's go ahead and do that and kind of replicate this whole thing just like this. Alright, so let's keep on going with that. Get that going like that, and just have it to like, the more curvy you can get it, I know it sounds weird, the better it's going to actually look. I'll show you what a perfected one looks like in just 1 second. Let's go ahead and put that down just like, not like that, but like that, nope, not like that, and like that. So go ahead and fill this in as well. You don't want it looking kind of weird on you. So fill this all in however you want to do that. If you don't want to fill it in completely, it will kind of look a little bit weird, but you can do that. Everyone has their own opinions on that. I'll go ahead and show you exactly how it works. And just like the old one, we're going to go ahead and after we're done with everything, we'll show you how this works. You're going to actually want to make a middle one as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's time set day. There you have it. So go ahead and fill in all the sides. This can kind of act like as a room under, like it's like a deck area. So you have it right here, just like this. What we're going to want to do now is make one that's 3 layers wide. So it's going to look a little bit different. So 1, 2, 3, just make sure it's symmetrical. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. So overall we're going to have to make probably 4. So it's going to be 4 wide. Make sure it doesn't look anything off. So it's 3 on each side. Let's go ahead and check that again. 1, 2, 3, go up. 1, 2, 3, go down. There we have it. So let's go ahead and do that. Use the same wood that you've been using. Not that low though. We're going to keep it just like this. And then extend it out. Keep extending it out. I think that's how it goes. Yep. So just keep doing it just like this. And overall it's going to look pretty good. Having 2 curves and a straight one is way better than just having one straight one. So let's go ahead and do that. You can also add it onto your side buildings. I wouldn't really recommend it because it doesn't look incredibly good, but I mean it can, if you do it right, it can look semi-good. It can look actually really good if you do it right. I kind of screwed that up. I kind of extended it out one too much. I'll go ahead and fix that in a minute. But that's what it should look like, something like this. And then what you can do is you can kind of extend it out like this. Oh, I used the stair for that. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my other world real quick and show you guys what it looks like. Let's go ahead and go over there. This is what a really good version looks like. As you can see right here, we have these stairs going off like this, and it kind of leads up into a patio area. Now I don't have these curved, but overall having 3 stairways makes it look a tad bit better. So go ahead and try that on your actual build or your house yourselves and see if it looks halfway better. I just totally went to the exact same world I just came out of. Alright guys, so I'm just going to go show you real quick. I'm going to speed through this and show you what it would look like if it was extended out. Alright guys, so the fourth thing we're going to be talking about is how to add windows and doors. So basically the really simple thing for doors is all you have to do is just get some doors. I'd recommend whatever you're using. If you're using like quartz or cobblestone to make your house, definitely use an iron door. Do not use a wooden door. It doesn't look as polished as a wooden door on a wooden house. So go ahead and keep that in mind. Use glass and glass panes. You don't have to use glass panes. They look a little bit better. They're harder to use actually, so keep that in mind. But we're going to go ahead and show you the difference. So let's go ahead and do that. Basically what you're going to do is make this very centered out, and always make your first or your entrance and your exit 2 layers or 2 God, I can't even talk about it. Two doors wide. There you have it. And do not make them on the outside. Go ahead and if you have to go on the inside, go ahead and make them somehow, put them on the inside of the house. It looks kind of weird when they're directly on the outside. So go ahead and make that layer in there just like that. We're going to times the day just like we have in every single one of these. And then what you're going to want to do is figure out the space and figure out how you're going to actually go and do this. For here, there's actually, in my opinion, there's too much space. So what I might be thinking about doing is actually adding a balcony onto the 2. So that could be another thing you could do. But for right now, for these purposes, let's just say we don't, and we want to add just a regular old house or just a regular old kind of pattern on the top. So think of what you have going for you. Definitely what I recommend doing is having probably 3 kind of patterns, because this is a triangle. So I'd recommend doing probably right to the side of every single one of them. If you have a real big surface, go ahead and make these windows really big. Do not make several tiny windows. It looks kind of tacky in my personal opinion. Make a lot of big windows. So we're going to go ahead and do it just like that. And it's probably going to be the most amount of windows we're going to add. Maybe we might want to do something like that and make them even bigger and wider. That's what we're trying to do here, guys. We're not trying to create several windows. Making a ton of windows does not look very good. So just making a lot of big ones. What I definitely recommend is going ahead and on these ones that don't, go ahead and use glass panes. I just think they look a lot better, guys. They add a sort of depth, as you can see, just having those two right there. Adding glass panes instead of, they're a little bit harder to install than your regular glass, but in my personal opinion they look a little bit better. If you don't know anything about them, this is just for you guys out there. But for people who don't do that, go ahead and keep doing what you're doing. So let's go ahead and add these on these sides. So big surface areas make huge windows, as big as you possibly can, most likely. Alright, if this doesn't work, we're gonna keep going. See, as you can see, they're a little bit harder to install. If you're not into that, go ahead and keep using that. So as you can see, it looks somewhat like that. What you might want to even do is go as far as just putting this all the way down. So we're gonna go ahead and do that as well, because we have some surface area that doesn't look too good in my opinion. Do not ever get it right onto the edge of the door. In my opinion, that just doesn't look very good, guys. We're trying to make a professional looking house, and that's definitely not the way to do it. We're not going to go into any interior building just for the fact that I don't know, I just don't like that personally. If you guys would like to see that, how to actually improve on your interior building skills, go ahead and put in the comment section below. So there you have it. There's the front of the house. It looks pretty good. These ones right here, when you don't have much space, what I recommend doing is just going to the edges right here. Just make them real simple, not too much. We're trying to make big pieces of glass here, so just go ahead and do that just like that right here. Let's go ahead and put that just like that. Do the same thing on this side, and keep going with this. There you have it, and it should look somewhat like this. Let's go ahead and go on to the sides right here. The sides are a little bit different. You can do one of two things. You can actually go right to the bottom with these glass panes, or you can go ahead and make one big layer right here. I'm just going to go for the simple way, the contemporary way. You can go ahead and be a little risque and make them kind of like borderless or edgeless. That looks pretty cool in my opinion. But overall, if you want to go ahead and try this is probably your safest bet for something that looks pretty good. Sometimes that edgeless design does not look like it works very well. So go ahead and put that on that side right here. Right here, you're just going to make this one 3 wide. You do not want to hit the edge on that one. Something like this. So that's something you can do. Go ahead and do it on the side. One real strong tip I have for you guys is never go to the edge on like a roof or something like that. You can go to the edge on the ground, but you can't go for the edge on a roof. Or you can go to the, yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I tried to get it out right. So this one, just make it big. Remember, big areas require big, oh, that could have turned out way bad. Big windows. So something like that, that'd be a good window design. Just go ahead and kind of get your own personal design and feel for it. Don't make just blocks, guys. Just big blocks of glass. Go ahead and add some depth. As you can see right here, this is kind of like a staircase. Look, add your own personal design or craft to it. Make it look somewhat decent, like you know what you're doing. If I can actually do that myself, that would look better. So just add designs when it comes to windowing off. Don't just go ahead and make it, because this is what adds personality to actually your base building in particular. So there you have it right there on the bottom. What I recommend doing is whatever you want to do. It's all however you partition it off. So that could be in any which way. You can go ahead and work on that somehow, or which way ever you want. I'm not 100% sure how I would personally attack that, but for right now we're just going to act like that didn't happen like that. Alright, we're just kind of checking to see how that looks. So this one went all the way to the edge and the other one didn't. That's a little asymmetrical. That's something right there. And overall this one's a little bit smaller. I know this is a problem right here, but I mean, if you guys are trying to build this house, then this wasn't a tutorial on how to build a house. This is just a tutorial on how to improve your house. So that's how you kind of window off things. Bigger spaces, try to keep it kind of like a proportion. Alright guys, so for the last tip we're going to be talking about, it's going to be adding separate sectors onto the roof. Now this will add another dimension to the actual build itself. It'll give it a little bit of character, because right now it just looks like a plain old roof. And you'll see on a lot of houses, not even just Minecraft houses, and houses in general, they happen to have rooms stuck in between the roof itself. So let's go ahead and tell you what we're basically trying to do. So what we're trying to do is we're just going to add a little section right here. Now I'm not sure how well this will look, just for the fact that I haven't done this in a while, but basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut up probably about 3 or 4, depending on how much you want, however your base is. You're just going to go ahead and cut a section out, make it symmetrical, so if you're doing it on both sides, figure out the dimensions and where each is set. So we're going to go ahead and time set day. We can't do that in caps lock though, /time set day. We're going to do that real quick. And the thing we're going to try to do is figure out the dimensions. So this is what we're generally going to try to do. I think I'm just going to actually go over one. So just to kind of keep it somewhat looking like it's symmetrical within. I haven't measured this out completely, but it's going to look somewhat like that. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's see how far it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's the 7th one, and in between them are 3, I think. 3, yeah. So I'll go 7 back. Actually, we're going to have to figure out how many up this is as well. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th. So 7, 4, 3. Let's go ahead and do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, I think that's 2, 3, 4. Oh, nope, that's not it. We're going to keep that going that way. I think we can just put that, reapply that. There we go. This is the 4th one. 1, 2, 3. I believe it's 3 up. So I might not be 100% positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 blocks up. So let's go ahead and see if we have that right. Just making sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. In between it are 3 blocks. So on the 4th block you go up 4 more or 3 more. And then you should have it somewhat like this. So it's going to look like that right now. What you're going to want to do now is delete all the blocks on the inside, depending on what you're doing. And for right now, to delete all these little, whatever they are, these little showcases up, or these little stairs. So go ahead now and go just make a direct pillar up. Should be simple like that. We're just going to make that probably about that. That's probably the right height. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Depending on how big you want it, you can go ahead and do that. So we might just make it 4, just to make it pretty simple and keep it kind of efficient. So do that and basically make a house out of it. And then we're going to go ahead and actually add a roof to it as well. So it's just kind of like a little area where basically you're filling it in for just purposes of, let's see if we can fill that up. There we have it right there. You're just filling it in just to add another room. So this is eventually going to be another room. Let's go ahead and fill this in. Maybe when you're on the inside, it'll allow for you to just room things off on the inside a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and fill the top up like this as well. And it should look somewhat like that. So we're going to go ahead and go on the other side now and do the same thing around. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and build all of this up just like this. You're going to want to take the stairs out of the equation too as well. There you have it right there. Take that out. And just makes it a little bit easier. So we're going to go ahead and go around here as well. Keep going up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Connect the tops and then fill in these 2 areas. Real simple, guys, but this is probably actually the most complicated thing that we've done so far. But it adds a lot of, it just makes the roofing look that much better. So it looks kind of weird right now, But we're gonna go ahead and add a roof. We're actually gonna add the roof going this way, guys. That will just make it look a little bit more official. So let's go ahead and add spruce wood on both sides. We're gonna go just straight up with it. I'm not gonna do anything to where it like looks like a dang roof. So I'm not gonna, that didn't sound right. I'm not gonna do anything to where I like hollow it out, because I'm not really gonna use this house for any purposes in any world. So and we're not really making a tutorial, we're just showing you how to do this. So then go ahead and add this. I'd say just add a blocks of spruce wood, however you're doing it. And remember to make kind of like an overhang. So once you're done with this part, go ahead and try to overhang it just like this, if you can, something like that, and this will allow for yourself just to kind of look a little bit better. So now we're gonna overhang it right here. What I mean by an overhang is just creating another layer, and there you have it right there. That looks like a little bit bigger. That's because I screwed that part up. Just go ahead and put that down right there. Creating overhangs just make the base overall look a little bit better. Now what you're going to want to do is however many you want to window it. Remember the rule about windowing, however big it is. I'm just going to try to make that look semi-good, so we're just going to keep it like that. There you have it. That's a little bit open, so just making sure I kind of deleted a block. Let's go ahead and put that right there. And be sure to actually have this go directly in, so it's going to look somewhat like this, and they're actually going to meet at one point. So there you have it. It's going to directly go in with this. So there you have it right there. We could actually go ahead and put that just like that. If you delete the blocks, they'll kind of connect to one another, so that looks pretty good if you can do that. Just making sure, guys. Let's see if we can get this. Alright, just putting that back to where it was. So as you can see, they're kind of connecting. If you didn't use a wooden block, as you can see like I have, it'll look a little bit better, but there you have it right there. If we can connect these two, look a little bit more solid or whatnot. We kind of have a little bump right there, but overall not too bad. There you have it, and there it is. It's all nice and connected right into the house. So it looks a little bit different, a little bit better. We're going to actually have two of the same ones, so eventually it's going to have a little bit different. So adding little side pockets to a house, however you do it, just kind of adds a little bit more to the house. It adds some more sectors off, whatever you want to call it. You can actually make this a chimney if you want. I'm not going to do it exactly the same, so if however I want to do it, adding little things such as chimneys, new sectors to the house, things like that, that's what's going to help with the actual build. I'm actually going to make this a chimney just because I want to. So let's go ahead and get some bricks, and if I can find them, there they are. And overall it should be pretty easy peasy what's so smeezy. This one's gonna be a little bit different. I'm not really going too hard on this part. Here we have it, and I believe we're just gonna keep it this wide, this big. So we're just going around with it just like this, and we are going to meet right here. Here, let's keep on going with this. You can build down if you want, but for aesthetic wise, all I care about is just how it looks right here. So here we have it. Oh no, that doesn't look good. Alright, let's put that right there. And then we'll fill this part in right here. There we have it. And I believe if you guys want to go ahead and make this just a little bit bigger, it doesn't matter. So go ahead and make this just a little bit bigger on each round right here. Should look somewhat like this. And that's like a chimney. You can add a chimney, then you can add that. That doesn't look real too symmetrical, but adding things such as that, such as chimneys and such as new sectors to the house, just add an overall better look throughout the whole base, so if you're rotating you can see that it's just not a flat surface. So adding things like that just makes the base while shifting around, not just looking from the front, a little bit better. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's all we have to talk about, how to make a great base in Minecraft, or how to make a great house in Minecraft, or turn a bad house into a really good house. As you can see, that was just a regular block house right there. There's nothing special to it, and overall I think we added a lot of cool things to make it just look a little bit better, and you can actually have an impressive looking house. When people actually go and walk to your house, they're like, hey, that actually looks pretty dang cool. You know, you have your balcony, you have your two side houses, and then you have this marvelous looking kind of like path to go up, and this adds kind of a basement area. So overall looks pretty cool in my opinion. Makes the house look aesthetically pleasing. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any more tips or suggestions, please put in the comment section down below. If you guys would like to go ahead and rate it, please go ahead and like this video up if you enjoyed or learned anything new. That's basically it, guys. I'll see you next time, and later.